Hey, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and today I just kind of wanted to talk about another little topic that has been on my mind, and that is, what does it mean if something is like broken in a game? The reason I think about this with this game in particular is because you see a lot of the times people saying things like, oh, this is broken, that's broken, Cetrion's broken, Jackie's broken, Joker's broken. That word just goes around all the time. And the reason I was thinking about this is because I just made that guide for Liu Kang this week, and he's one that I hear about it all the time. He's broken, he's broken, he's broken. What does that actually mean? Well, I think what people need to understand is that something that's broken, something that is that breaks the game, it means that it's something that over-centralizes the meta. In other words, you have to have a counter to it if there even is a counter to it, or else you are going to lose, basically. So if something is broken, you know, typically, really, it doesn't even have any counters. So if you play like competitive Pokemon or something, an instance of this is like Mega Rayquaza or you know, something similar to that, where it like literally doesn't even have a counter or a check. And that really is what broken means. So I don't think MK11 is the most balanced game of all time. I think that it gets a little overrated in terms of its balance, because I think the characters, while there's kind of like a lower tier that consists of most of the cast, and they're all very, very comparable to each other and competitive with each other, you do have like the top echelon of like 5 or 6 characters that are far and beyond way better than the rest of the cast. You know, you take a character like Raiden or, I don't know, Collector or something. These are characters that are super middle of the road. And then you compare them to someone like Cetrion or Liu Kang or Joker, and it's like, okay, they're in a completely different league. So I actually don't think that the game is that balanced, but generally I don't think there's really anything in it at the moment that's particularly broken. So broken is not just something that you struggle against. Broken is not just something that's strong, because every character needs something that's strong, or else they'll all be boring, right? You want more characters to have more strong stuff. You don't want to nerf everyone into the ground, because then you end up with a super boring game, and a lot of people would argue that we already have kind of a boring game. I think some aspects MK11 is a little boring, but not really in most aspects. I still find it very, very fun. But I think that the problem is the constant whining over broken stuff. And I mean, I'm a Baraka player, and he's about as middle of the road as you get in this game. He's been pretty much solidly mid-tier since basically the game launched. And even I have been told that I was using a broken character or being carried by my character, because I can get big old 40% combos for, you know, a pretty minimal effort. He doesn't have exactly high execution or anything, but the thing that balances Baraka is he doesn't really have much in the way of mix-ups outside of leg kebab, but you can't have gutted and leg kebab at the same time, so it doesn't really matter, you know. And you know, in terms of general mix-ups, Baraka just doesn't have that much. He has a hard time opening opponents up, and so when he does, he basically waits on you to make a mistake. If you ever watch me play Baraka, I stagger with forward 4 a lot. I'll stagger with back 3 as a starter sometimes, and 1-1 and stuff like that. But the most consistent way that I get all of my damage is off of punishes and things like that. So that's kind of how he balances out. But I just want to, the only reason I really want to bring this up is because I just feel like people are too quick to say that something is broken rather than actually try to figure out how to beat it. So what I want to encourage you to do, if you're watching this video and you're struggling with a specific thing, you're thinking this specific character is broken, I cannot beat this character. So for me, a character like that is Kotal. I have a really hard time fighting Kotal. A decent Kotal will destroy me because he has ridiculously long-ranged normals. He does a lot of damage with his totems and things like that. He's a very, very, very hard matchup for Baraka, and then even harder for Shao Kahn, who's my secondary. I can probably do a little better with Noob, but at any rate, he's just a character that I struggle with, and so how do I deal with him a little better? Well, you know, I'll take him into training mode and try to lab against the things that are specifically giving me problems. This kind of goes back to a video that I made a while back about how to effectively use training mode. And, you know, you really need to go in and actually practice things that are specific. So a great example would be like when you're working out. People who like really dedicate themselves to fitness and are really serious about working out and stuff like that, they go in and they have like dedicated times to devote to each muscle group. You know, they have specific things that they're looking to do and train in at any given time. They don't just walk into the gym and look around and say, I don't know which machine to use, I don't know which weights to use, I don't really know what I'm doing today. Let's just do some crap. Some people do that, but it's not a very efficient way to train. And the same thing goes for when you are using training mode in a fighting game. If you go into training mode with a specific thing in mind that you want to work on, your hit confirms, you know, if there's a specific combo that you want to be able to do, if there's a specific character that you're struggling with and you can't figure out how to punish something, that's what you want to do in training mode. Go in with these specific things in mind and figure out how you can be better at the game. I promise you, improving that way will be a much better experience than going online and complaining about everything being broken all the time. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is there anything in MK11 that is just absolutely broken? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think so, but maybe you disagree. All right, have a good one. Be blessed.